Somewhere in a darkened workshop, Aston Martin has been giving birth to a new baby. A smaller car, something to take on Porsche's 911. And that car is this, the new Aston Martin V8 Vantage. It's not been an easy birth. The Aston Martin badge requires that a car lives up to its good looks, because dynamic ability isn't something you can buy down at the supermarket. Which is why the Vantage has been taken to extremes to make sure it can handle the pressure. From 40 degrees hot weather testing in America and Dubai, where the sand eats paintwork and the sun bakes brakes, to minus 40 degrees cold weather testing in Finland and Sweden, where the chill freezes pretty much everything. The Vantage has been to the limit. Just check this out for a snowdrift. But hot and cold wasn't enough for the Vantage. Aston wanted something a little more hardcore, more dangerous. That's why it's here at the world-famous Nürburgring Nordschleife circuit. It's one of the toughest testing venues in the world, a track where they stopped racing Formula One because it was considered too dangerous. Get it right here amongst the blind crests and badly cambered corners of the Nordschleife, and you've pretty much got it nailed anywhere. The man behind the wheel is Chris Porritt, Aston's vehicle engineering manager, and the man tasked with making the baby Aston live up to its promise. He took our friendly ring mistress Sabine Schmidt out for a spin to see what she thought.
Okay, Chris, this is a new Aston Martin.
It is.
And how much power?
This has 380 horsepower. So we've tested the car here fairly extensively for brakes, for the handling, for cooling, and really just for performance as well. It's very important compared to our competitors that we're very quick at this track as well.
Yeah. The best test track in the world. So.
Absolutely, yeah. The weight distribution in this car is very good. There's actually a little bit more weight on the back of the car, which makes for better traction out of the corners.
Yeah, and to turn in, how was that?
The turn-in response is really very good, very crisp.
So now that was the fastest part, Schwedenkreuz, and quite dangerous with all the bumps on the outside. So we go now to the compression. Does it feel very stable under compression, or does it go on top?
The car's very stable in the compression. We've done actually a damper tuning exercise here to make sure that the car's also stable through here.
And the weight, how is the weight? Do you know exactly?
The weight of the car is just under 1,600 kilos.
Yeah.
Very good test for brakes here.
Yeah. Otherwise, land on a concrete wall.
Yeah.
And now all the way uphill, when you're in a usual car, you can smoke a cigarette or have a breakfast and shifting gears up.
Second gear, we can just go flat out through there. Normally with the stability control, that's controlling the car, but normally a little bit of understeer through here.
And the gear ratios fits to the Nordschleife.
Yes, it fits very well. We actually did a little change to the gear ratios just before we finished the development of the car, and that was really to suit the Nordschleife and also to help with the top speed.
What is top speed, or is it cut into 50?
No, we don't do speed limiting.
Oh, that's great.
We do, if the car can do it, we make sure it does it. So it does 175 miles an hour.
And in lap times, what do you think you can do in a car?
The car will do just over 8 minutes. This is my favourite section. The car has to be perfect here over the crests. And still a little bit damp patches in places.
So, and you use silent brakes here when you go
Yes, we test just with exactly as the customer will have on the car.
Yeah.
And we make sure that the car's good for at least, like with all the cooling work and all the handling work, the tyre work, for 2-3 tanks worth of fuel, so 20-30 laps. Then we do a durability test as well here, which is for 8,000 kilometres. And all we do is put tyres on the car, fuel in the car, and change the brakes when they need it. That just runs for 8,000 kilometres.
But it's not just about being able to put in a good time at the racetrack. The Vantage has to be so much more than just a pure speed machine. It has to look good too. There's a more compact profile than either of the other current cars, though there's a definite sense of family from all three models. They represent different Aston moods, but they have a similar overall personality. And the interior keeps up that family theme by using lots of borrowed bits from the DB9. You'll certainly recognise the interior shapes. There's a big flowing centre console that houses the ancillary instruments and satellite navigation, as well as the 6-speed manual gearbox. Polished aluminium dials flash up the words power, beauty, soul from directly in front of you as you start the car. Under the skin of the Vantage is a suspension system and chassis very similar to the DB9, but this one is slightly different. For a start, the aluminium tubs for all Vantages are produced at the company's Gaydon facility, rather than sourced from the supplier that makes the bits for the DB9 and Vanquish. It's a big deal for Aston Martin because the aluminium and composite jigsaw that makes up the basic underframe has to be bonded and riveted together in one go. It takes 95 technicians 24 hours, working in 3 shifts, because once the gluing and baking process is begun, it has to be completed. Tea breaks, they have to be strictly timed. Aston will only make around 3,000 Vantages a year. That's something to consider when Porsche makes nearly 30,000 911s in the same amount of time. That's 10 times more exclusive. So, the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, a car designed to be beautiful and sharpened on the racetrack so that it delivers on the road. If you've got the opportunity to sell the house and remortgage the kids, this might be the car to do it for. Let's face it, James Bond never had it so good.